Hello guys, welcome back to our final of these new smaller Hammond collection figures. Today we're taking a look at the Jurassic World Hammond collection True FX Stygimoloch. Now this was our first True FX figure revealed back all the way last summer at Comic-Con, where they showed off the True FX line with this Stygimoloch. And it appears to be just a straight ILM scan of the figure of the dinosaur turned into a figure. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You got a nice render of the Stiggy here. This is the only render they've made that doesn't look like absolute garbage so far, other than the Spinosaurus. And then yeah, the box is your standard affair for the new Hammond Collection packaging. Hammond Collection Stygimoloch True FX. You got the Jurassic World logo, it's all embossed, all that fun stuff. Side of the box has Hammond Collection logo, and then the back of the box has a nice render of the figure. It looks pretty good. The rest of the wave we've looked at being the Velociraptor and Troodon, both of those will have reviews up on the channel. True FX premium details for enhanced realism, and then Hammond Collection Stygimoloch. Trapped at the Lockwood estate, Owen Grady devises a plan to put the dome head of the Stygimoloch to use. With a combination of whistling and wall breaking, Owen is able to free himself, Clear Deering, and the Stygimoloch from their caged cells. And then you've got a picture of the Stiggy from the film and the Fallen Kingdom logo. I like that they put the actual movie logo on this figure instead of just putting a generic logo like they do with Velociraptor. And yeah, Stygimoloch. It is a dinosaur that did appear in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as well as Chaos Theory, and Stygimoloch is no longer a dinosaur. It's been reclassified as a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus, but it did exist in the film, and so they still did make a figure of it, which I cannot complain about. So let's go ahead and get Stiggy out of his box. And here is the Stiggy out of the box, and my god, this thing looks fantastic. It looks like it jumped straight out of the screen from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I've always loved my Pachycephalosaurids, and it's really cool to finally have a second one. Now, initially thought if they were going to do a Stygimoloch, they were just going to put a new head sculpt on the Pachycephalosaurus. But this is actually a completely new figure, which I do appreciate. No hate towards the original Pachycephalosaurus, it's just very much a older Hammond Collection figure now. Definitely still a good figure. We'll definitely be comparing it later. But the Stiggy looks great. The glass eyes look really good. They're this orangish color, and you can see the pupils inside. You can kind of see it on the camera there. Gives this figure a lot of life. They've definitely improved the glass eyes with this wave. And then this thing is just very well painted. There is paint all over this thing other than really the underside of the tail. But yeah, you've got a ton of paint on the head. You've got like this wash on the skull, then you've got painted horns, the beak, all the way down, and then even the underarms have paint on them right here. The toes are painted, the fingers are not. That's a bit of a bummer. And then the tail gets paint pretty much all the way down to the end. It's going to be your standard affair for Hammond Collection as far as articulation goes. The head will move up and down. It's a little bit tight, but you can get it to do some pretty cool poses. The jaw is articulated, which I do like, especially when they do it on these herbivores, so you can get it to kind of bellow. The arms are articulated. They'll move back, forth, as well as out and in, and then there's a hinge at the elbow. The legs will move back, forth. They'll move out and in. There's a joint here where you can bend and rotate, and then same with the ankle. And then the tail does have the swivel and will bend. So it's your standard Hammond Collection fare, and this thing just looks great. It looks like it just jumped out of Fallen Kingdom and onto our shelves. Now the feet, they look pretty good. It's a little odd how this one is painted and then this one is not, but that's fine. Who's going to be looking at the figure from this angle on my shelf? It's going to be displayed more than likely like this. You can see that glass eye truly popping in the light here. You can definitely get it to do some really cool poses if you were to mess with it. So yeah, Stiggy looks great, feels great in the hand. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Pachycephalosaurus to compare it to. Here's the Pachycephalosaurus. It's nice to have two Pachycephalosaurids in the Hammond Collection, even though these are the same thing now, technically. You can just see the improvement over the years. The original Pachycephalosaurus is by means not a bad figure. It's just a little outdated, especially compared to the way these newer Hammond collection figures look. But it is nice to finally have two dome heads in the collection, so you can truly, you know, get that dome head action. It's nice to finally have two of these types of dinosaurs in the Hammond collection. And it's always fun getting new herbivores in the line, because they tend to focus on carnivores. So a new herbivore is really cool, especially one from the films. This is one of the last film species we do need in the Hammond collection. There's still quite a few from the newer movies that they haven't done, but it's great to have another smaller dinosaur in the line. I'm gonna go grab another Stiggy real quick. Here it is one of the Chaos Theory Stygimolochs. They are pretty much the same size and are pretty similarly sculpted as well, but this new one is definitely brand new and much more detailed. You can just see the difference in the detail of the head there. They completely redid everything. This isn't a bad Stygimoloch, but this is the best Stygimoloch you're gonna get, and it's one of the best looking figures in the Hammond collection. This is gonna get like a 9.8. I'm taking off 0.2 points because they didn't paint the fingernails. Not something I like when Mattel does, is when they don't paint fingers. But this is pretty much a 10 out of 10 figure. I'm just being a stickler. So yeah, do yourself a favor, pick up the Hammond collection Stygimoloch. It is one of the best. Thank you for listening. Hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.